This is the Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals on WTOV9.
Friday Night Rivals, Dover Crimson Tornadoes, Steubenville Big Red. It's the regional semifinal, Division III, Region 11. I'm Bill Phillips along with the Hall of Famer, Tony Filberto, and we are ready to bring it to you from Carrollton, Ohio, the home of the Warriors. It is Community Stadium, Warriors Stadium, and it is a beautiful facility in Carrollton, and we are thrilled to bring this to you. And, Coach, a perfect night for high school football. We were just talking about that.
This is great football weather. This is playoff weather. It's a little bit crisp out here, not terribly cold. It's a dry night. There's no wind. It should have no effect on this football game.
And we have a couple of Hall of Famers leading both teams. I'm talking about coaching resumes. How about this? Dan Ift of the Crimson Tornadoes, 30 seasons, 247 and 92 overall. He is in the Hall of Fame. And then you look at the record for Reno Suckoch, 42 seasons, 438 wins, 85 losses. He's Ohio's all-time wins leader. He has 4 state championships, and he is in the Ohio Hall of Fame and the National High School Football Hall of Fame. And you know what? We call this Friday Night Rivals, and it is. These two teams are rivals, and they have a playoff history. Let's check that out with Rob Metzger.
Steubenville and Dover set to meet for a 30th time all-time and 5th time in the postseason. The last postseason meeting in 2020, a 41-20 Crimson Tornadoes victory. That game coming a little more than a month after a Big Red posted a 28-7 regular season win, with Big Red already owning a 42-7 regular season victory this year versus Dover. It sets up a second meeting in a season for the second time in 5 seasons.
Messing with the playoffs for 42 years, and I've never heard anybody say, man, we get to play Dover, so he knows the respect we have for him.
It's a big task, but it's a great opportunity as well.
Prior to the 2020 playoff matchup, you had to rewind 10 years to the last postseason meeting, which saw 8-seeded Dover upset region top seed Steubenville 31-28. Dover was hanging on to a 3-point lead late when their defense stopped Big Red on 4th down, just short of the first down marker.
I don't think he got it.
That game coming 1 year after Steubenville doubled up Dover in a regional final at Fawcett Stadium in Canton. But this was tight as well. Big Red was up 20-14 in the 4th when they embarked on an 84-yard, 9+ minute scoring drive, capped off with a fumble recovery in the end zone for a touchdown, and then the ensuing 2-point play.
Jamie Duvall falls on it in the end zone for the touchdown.
Fawcett Stadium is also the site of the 2006 regional final matchup that is still talked about now, nearly 20 years later. A 33-30 Big Red victory on the road to a second consecutive 15-0 state championship season.
The 2006 game will never leave my mind, and some nights I wake up at night and I see some of the turnovers and things of that nature. I remember seeing Zach go down the other sideline for 100 yards right for the half type of stuff. So, and I think it was Draylon Pree knocked the ball loose at the end of the game on us, and so some of those names you just never forget. And that was one of the great games I was truly involved in as a coach. And although we didn't come out on a winning end of that game, that might have been the best game in the state of Ohio that year.
2 blockers, 1 man to beat. He'll take it 100 yards for a touchdown.
Some fantastic playoff history between Steubenville Big Red and the Tornadoes of Dover. Now, coming up next from Carrollton, Ohio, we'll get you ready for the ball game. It is Friday Night Rivals, Steubenville and Dover. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals matchup. It is a regional semifinal, Division III, Region 11, Dover and Steubenville Big Red, and we are getting ready for kickoff. We are within the last 15 minutes before we start this game, and we have the keys to the game. And here are the keys from the 2 coaching staffs. And for Dover, handle adversity when it strikes, make explosive plays on offense, and eliminate them on defense. And, Coach, is that what happened in the first matchup earlier this season?
Well, yeah, I think so. If you'll remember, Dover turned over the ball a couple of times, and converted both of those into touchdowns, one on the fumble that Brody Sakash took into the end zone, and one on the flat pass that they thought was incomplete. So they have to eliminate those kind of mistakes.
And for Big Red, bring the preparation onto the field. They had a great week of practice, according to head coach Reno Sakac, so he wants to see that preparation turn into performance tonight on the field and take advantage of the opportunity. And you might think the opportunity of a big player. No. He means the opportunity of you're in a regional semifinal. The opportunity to go to the regional championship. Understand your opportunity. And Big Red has another one. And Dover and Big Red, it should be a great matchup. Now, what about that last matchup, Coach? Let's take a look at it with Rob Metzger.
Big Red and Dover were scoreless after one quarter of this year's regular season meeting, but the game changed in the blink of an eye. Noah West's big hit popped the football loose right into the arms of Landon Crozier, who raced to the end zone for the game's first points.
Great defensive play.
On the ensuing Dover drive, a backwards pass. It's a fumble. Steubenville recovers and quickly cashes in on Jalen Minifield's touchdown run. And on the next Big Red drive, another touchdown, a beautiful pitch and catch with Aiden Davis and Brody Sakac. A 26-yard Cole Bowers field goal extended things to 22-0, still in that second quarter. And then the Big Red defense strikes again. Sakac intercepts the pass, setting up yet another score before the break. Davis's touchdown pass to Minifield and his 2-point run capped a 30-point second quarter onslaught for a 30-0 halftime lead. Big Red would push that lead out to 36 after the opening drive of the third on Juice Bryan's touchdown. Dover's lone score stopped the running clock briefly on Justice Hughes' 80-yard touchdown run down the sideline in the fourth quarter. But Tajon Hython's fourth quarter touchdown reinstated that running clock, capping the 42-7 Big Red win.
We got to represent ourselves a little bit better than we did last time when we played these people. I mean, they're pretty darn good football operation. I don't think there's any question they're the best team we played to date. We know that, and I'm sure they know that too. They can watch film.
What has changed for you guys since the last time you played them up until now?
Well, I think some of our young guys who are forced to play have gotten a lot more experience, and they're feeling more comfortable in their roles, their reads, things of that nature. So, we've grown up a little bit from that standpoint. So we've brought up a couple freshmen who've played tremendous for us. And I know people say, well, you got freshmen playing, that's a weakness. No, these kids have been solid. I mean, they're smart. They know where they're supposed to be. They've done what we've asked them to do, and a couple of sophomores, and so. We're hanging in there by the skin of our teeth sometimes, but we're hanging in there.
It's gonna be a good football game, and hopefully our players are mentally prepared, and hopefully our coaches are mentally prepared, and our preparation has been great this week, and hopefully we continue to bring our preparation on the field on Friday.
Rob, thank you very much. We will take a timeout. We are back with more Dover and Steubenville coming up.
Little hurdle. Touchdown.
What a catch.
Right in the hands of Landon Crozier for the Big Red touchdown.
Oh, right place, right time, man.
The Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals on WTOV9 is sponsored by Bordas and Bordas, WVU Medicine, Laborers, Local 809, The Health Plan, WMC, Target Shop, and Interstate Waste Services.
And here we go. We are at Carrollton Stadium, Community Field on the campus of Carrollton High School in Carrollton, Ohio. We have Steubenville Big Red, the number 2 seed against number 11 seed Dover, the Crimson Tornado. Dan Ift, you see him there. He's got the winter hat on. He's got the pullover, put the glasses on. He's a Hall of Famer. He has his team ready. So does head coach Reno Sakac for Steubenville Big Red as you take a look That is Hopkins on the sideline, the fine running back and linebacker coach. And this sets up to be another dandy between these two schools. 30th meeting all time.
Yeah. Anybody that gets to this level, you're in the semifinals in the regional, you're a good football team. But these are two exceptional football teams. I made a statement earlier, nobody's going to get out coached because these are two great coaches, which is a great thing because the kids are going to win it or lose it on the field.
Good look at the Big Red sideline, and we are happy to bring this game to you. It's Bill Phillips along with the coach, the Hall of Famer, Tony Filberto. And, Coach, when we talk about the postseason, we talk about your experiences and just the excitement of getting ready for practice, making sure you have your players ready to go. What is this like? What is this week like to get these guys ready? Because each week you go along. We're into week 3 now. I would imagine it just ramps up the excitement, ramps up a little bit of pressure, a little butterflies, a few more in the stomach.
Right. If you're at this level, like I said earlier, you're good. You don't have to work as much on your technique. Now you got to keep it honed, but you're shortening your practices. They may not be quite as difficult, but it's going to be a learning time. Learn your opponent. Make sure of your assignments and so on. It's a different atmosphere. Beyond the physical atmosphere, now we're in the mental aspect of this. The excitement of being in the playoffs because you know what the next step brings you and the next step brings you.
Everybody's dream that plays high school football, a state championship. And in Ohio, these teams are just 4 wins away. Cole Bowers starts it off with the kickoff, driving it deep and into the end zone. That'll be a touchback, and Dover will start at their own 20-yard line as Bowers puts it in to the end zone, and it'll be where Dover starts at the 20. So good kick from Cole Bowers on the opening kickoff.
Every time I've done a Big Red game, I said, what a weapon Cole Bowers is. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm happy I got Cole Bowers on my team. Kicks a ball in the end zone. Now Dover has to start on their own 20-yard line.
Two teams that know each other, but as you said, Coach, maybe we'll see a little bit more of the passing attack from Dover, and they come out in an interesting formation, which I'm sure Big Red wasn't necessarily ready for at the beginning of the week, and they run out of it. Judkins to throw. Now he steps up to run, has some running room. He's going to have a first down across the 35-40, 45-yard line out to midfield before he's taken down by Minifield, and that is your starting quarterback for the Dover Tornado, Jack Judkins, number 4, and he goes for a big gain on first down. And here we take a look at the offense. Judkins, Hughes, Clark, Shy, Bruno, Mast, Arnold, Smith, Nauer, McKinnon, and Hart for the Dover Tornadoes.
Dover came out in a real oddball formation, but what you have to realize, the two people inside the widest guy were ineligible, so you got to know which one's eligible, which one's not eligible. Those are tackles inside. Those are linemen inside that end of the line.
And they go with it again on second down, and Judkins looks to throw, and this time a couple of yards before he's taken down on the stop. Crozier on the stop for the Steubenville Big Red defense on 1st and 10 from about midfield. Here's a look at the defense for Steubenville Big Red. McAdoo's starting defense here at Noah West, Ben Berge, Chandler Hoffman, Minifield, Hopkins, Crozier, Bryant, Adams, Suckoch, Fawkes, and Taylor. Your starting defense for Steubenville Big Red as Dover has run 2 consecutive plays out of a non-traditional formation. Coach, what would you call this formation?
I don't know. We can call it whatever. Let's call it the Dover Special, I guess.
All right, the Dover Special. Judkins looks to pass, looking, has time, finds a man across the middle. That looks like it's Shy, number 2, and indeed it is. And Caden Shy, number 2, gets the reception. He is the senior, 5'8", 160-pounder. How much confusion does this bring for Big Red? Is this something you can live with all game, which I don't think it is?
No. They'll make their adjustments soon because pretty soon they're going to say, forget about where they're lined up. Let's look at their numbers because you got to be eligible by number also, and you got to be on the end of the line. So these linemen coming out here wide, which they didn't give us that look, they would have been ineligible.
3rd and 1, more of a traditional formation, a wing on the right side, and Judkins is going to keep the quarterback. It's going to be close. It's going to be close, and from indications from the Big Red players, and you would expect them to say this,
Yep.
Bryant says, no, it's fourth down. Well, we may have to wait for a measurement, and we might be in four-down territory now, Coach.
I think we're about a yard short, and, this is playoff time. I don't think you hold anything for next week. Obviously, they're going to go for it. And I think that's a great decision to make.
And an early decision that could lead to a lot of confidence for the Tornadoes if they can get this first down and keep the drive going. For Big Red, they get the stop, they're going to be thrilled.
Right.
Judkins looking to draw off Big Red, maybe a hard count. Can he get him to jump? Nope. It's going to be a little pooch kick.
Okay.
So Dover lines up. I thought they were going to go for it, Coach, but the ball stopped and rolled dead at about the 16, 17-yard line.
And there's nothing wrong with that also.
No, not at all.
I like the quick kick. We've done that a number of times in my coaching time, and because you get nobody back, and you're not going to get that return. And they may jump off sides.
It was only 4 plays. Very exciting, though.
Yeah, exciting 4 plays.
Yeah.
We saw different formations than we expected. We saw a nice run. We saw a quick kick. So we saw some good things already.
And now Aiden Davis wearing number 6 under center. Blackburn goes in motion. Hand off Minifield. Big hole as he's out across the 20, still on his feet, and spins ahead across the 25, out close to the 27, 28-yard line. Big run on first down, and that was one of the other keys to the game that both coaches talked about, the lines up front. You win the battle in the trenches, don't you, Coach?
Oh, absolutely. And this Big Red, I think this is a difference in a lot of Big Red. This up front is so good with this Big Red football team. Watch them push.
Minifield out to about the 30-yard line. Looks like a gain of 3 as we'll get ready to set the starters for offense and defense for both teams. Defensive starters for Dover. You have Arnold, Hart, Gibb, Herman, Patton, McGarry, Mass, Clark, Shy, Clark, and Connor. And Cooper, number 33, one of the young freshmen that has found his way into the lineup. And Coach Iff said before the game, they're playing solid football. They're getting the job done.
You're only young for about 3 games, and then you're experienced no matter what grade you're in.
Will Taylor on the reception from Aiden Davis as they swing it outside. We take a look at the offensive starters for Steubenville Big Red. And McAdoo's starting offensive and defensive lineups. As McAdoo's bringing that to you, it's Davis, Minifield, Hopkins, Suckoch, Wiggins, Blackburn, Kelly, Berge, Cooper, Palmer, and Hoffman. So Big Red 3rd and 5 from their own 33-yard line. Little play action. Davis rolls to his right, looks outside, has a man. That's Taylor again. Little stiff arm, pushes the tackler away, takes a shot at the sideline and goes out of bounds down at about the 46-yard line of the Dover Tornado. So Big Red converts on that 3rd and 5, Coach.
3rd and 5, play action. They've been running that off tackle play to the right side, so they faked that counter there, and he pulled it out and threw the ball. A 3-level flood, meaning you have a short, a middle, and a long. Hit the middle guy and got the first down.
Really thing I like about Aiden Davis over the course of the season, especially when he rolls, he just gets squared up so nice when he throws the football.
He gets his shoulders upfield and makes the throws. He's got great arm strength.
Another completion for Big Red down about the 35-yard line on the reception for Steubenville Big Red, number 15. Going through my cards. I'm looking at the wrong card, Coach. Hinton, Jeremiah Hinton, number 15. Hand off, Minifield gets the corner and is ahead for maybe 3 yards on 2nd down. Stays inbound. Clock will continue to tick. All right, check that. Clock comes to a stop. 1st down.
Started the clock.
So Big Red on the drive that started at about their 17-yard line, now on the 31-yard line of Dover. That's a look at what Aiden Davis is seeing. Since he's looking all over the field, he's finding everybody. Swings it outside to Suckoch, who's had an absolutely outstanding season on both sides of the football, and he's down to the 25-yard line. A quick little swing pass, has a couple blockers out front. Nice design, Coach. It's just a simple play, but it gets you 5 every time.
It's a fast screen. You turn and just get it out to your receiver. Yeah, it's like running a sweep, but you're getting the ball quicker. You got your blockers out there, and everybody did what they were supposed to do.
Bryant goes in motion all the way across the formation. Davis down the middle, has a man inside the 10-yard line. And that is Hinton again. Jeremiah Hinton, the junior, 5'9", 145-pounder, comes up with a catch and another beautiful throw from Aiden Davis as they are now first and goal from inside the 10-yard line. And we've got some substitutions coming in late. A little confusion on the Big Red side of the football. Dover ready to go on defense. And it is a handoff. Minifield has some running room, cuts it back. Touchdown, Big Red. Touchdown, Minifield.
Yeah, we've seen that play over and over from Big Red. You know, they're pulling that backside guard. They're leading the fullback. They're man-on-man blocking. It's double team at the point of attack. They're running power play.
Take another look at it here, Coach. And you see that hole open up on the outside. The double team right there really opens it up.
Yep. So we're talking about we get the double team at the point of attack and the back leading through.
Extra point now. Snap is good, kick is up, and the kick is good. Big Red grabs the early lead, 7-0. We're going to take a timeout. Back with more right after this. And welcome back to the Borders and Borders Friday Night Rivals matchup. Steubenville Big Red, Dover. They both had a possession. Dover drove down the field into Big Red territory. They had to punt it away. Big Red goes the length of the field, and they go in for the score. It is now 7-0 as we get ready for Dover's second possession as Cole Bowers sets up for the kick.
In that drive, it was a nice mix of run and throw. They ran power. They ran play action.
Ohio Valley buy here, pay here, kickoff. And paying dividends is Cole Bowers into the end zone. So the Ohio Valley buy here, pay here. Kickoff goes into the end zone. And that's the Laborers Local 809 touchdown. And now we have the First Choice America first down marker as Dover will take it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And, Coach, they came out in a bit of an exotic, we'll call it the Dover special, to start the game. Do they come out something like that, or do they get back more to traditional mode? And they like to run it, but they can throw it. Judkins, he's a special player.
Yeah, I think he's throwing for 2,500 yards, 24 touchdowns, very few interceptions. Now, you know, they're open again, but they're traditional with all 5 linemen in tight, but they're empty in the backfield. Very typical of what Dover does.
Judkins looking long, and he has a man, and it's knocked away. Incomplete. No flags on the play, and Judkins was going for it all, and they almost came up with it. Good defense as we take another look, Coach.
Yeah, it was a great throw, and great coverage, and just didn't come down with the ball.
Amir Falks there on the coverage for Big Red. Dalen Clark was the intended receivers. Judkins now looks to throw a little pass in the flat. It goes incomplete. Bryant there on the coverage.
Yeah, they tried to throw a fast screen. Big Red read it all the way, and we're all over that fast screen. You know, this is a situation you don't want to be in against Big Red as this 3rd and long, because they're so good with their 3 up front, and they can still play 8 in coverage, but they'll bring someone, and you have a hard time single blocking them.
Coach number 54 there, Noah West. He is your Scholar Athlete of the Week for this game. They'll meet him at halftime. Outstanding student, defensive players. Judkins rolls to his right, has a man, but it's just behind him, and it falls incomplete. Dalen Clark and Judkins, he had that opportunity to get a run-pass option. He thought if I get it to Clark, he's going to have an opportunity, and he just threw it a little bit behind him.
I think it was a good choice. It was the right choice, throwing the football. He just didn't get the ball in front of him because he was open. He was in space. And that was that formation that they used early in the game.
39, James Arlen.
Dover to punt. Snap is good, and the kick is away, and a fair catch called for by Brody Suckoch at the Big Red 45-yard line. So Big Red will have good field position for their second possession.
And that's what Brody Suckoch does. that I really like for him as a kick returner. He doesn't let the ball hit the ground. He fields most balls. Even if he fair catches and doesn't return it, it doesn't hit the ground and get those extra yards for Dover.
Oh, we've got the goat can. Taking a look at the Dover Tornado student body, I believe. Right now, they're a little subdued, but I tell you what, Dover gets it going. That crowd's going to just get ramped up. We'll check back in with them a little bit later, but here we have a pass to the outside, and Taylor's going to make a move, but he is going to be taken down. Clark comes up nicely from his defensive backfield possession, comes up with a stop for the Dover Tornado.
Yeah, it was a little bubble screen from a tight receiver. You usually don't see it from an inside receiver like that. And he got some blocking out there. And, it was one step away from getting a pretty good game.
Ohio Valley Honda replay. Now Aiden Davis rolls left this time and finds Suckotch down to about the 44-yard line, 43-yard line of Dover. And again, Coach, you talked about getting his shoulders squared up for a right-handed thrower to go to your left. That's the harder thing, but it gets so much velocity on the ball.
Right. And that's a nice thing of running that counter bootleg, is it gets you a little bit of depth, gives you the opportunity to get your shoulders up.
Juice Bryant. Inside the 35, down to the 30-yard line. Big gain there, and he got the ball, Coach, turned it upfield, put the foot in the ground, and just exploded upfield.
We talked earlier, when you're running that swing screen, that bubble screen, fast screen, it's just an outside run play. You get it to your athlete, let him get out in space, get a couple blockers, and, do what athletes do, gain yards.
It's a First Choice America first down. Davis in the shotgun, Bryant next to him. It'll be a handoff to Bryant. Bryant's going to go around the corner, gets a block, has some running room, has the 15, the 10, 5, touchdown, Big Red. And with 4:52 in the first quarter, Big Red is suddenly up 13-0, and that is the Laborers Local 809 touchdown for Steubenville Big Red and for Juice Bryant of Big Red. And here a nice little play, handoff, and the thing is they have to respect Davis because he'll run that ball sometimes.
Coming off that stretch, he can keep it and come to the middle, but and then with the outside stretch, he has the opportunity inside, outside, and he got to the perimeter.
Oh, wait a minute, we have a flag, and late arriving flag apparently. We were in the or is this on the extra point? I believe this might have been on the extra point. Well, hold on.
They're back at the 40.
All right, so Minifield this time at the 30, down to the 20, and falls forward to the 19. So a flag came in that we didn't see while we were in the replay. But Big Red says, okay, another big run, and it's the WMC pink zone. Take a look here.
It's inside zone play. He looks at his blockers, finds a man-on-man block and where his gap is, and it's not designed to hit any particular place.
Davis in the shotgun, Minifield on his right side. Davis is going to keep. He's straight up the middle, breaks the tackle, still on his feet, and out across the 15-yard line down to about the 13. A good run from the Big Red quarterback. And, Coach, the thing is here for Dover, you got the break and the flag to bring it back, but you have to take advantage and keep them out of the end zone. If you can hold them to 3 even, that would be a win.
That would be a win. But, Big Red shows you the kind of team that they are. They responded immediately with a 20-yard gain after bringing the big game back. They're putting themselves down at the 15-yard line, scoring position again.
Taylor split to the right, Suckotch to the left. Hopkins in the fullback position with Minifield at tailback, and Minifield will get the handoff. He's got plenty of running room. Little stiff arm, cuts it back. Oh, he steps out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Looked like he's going to make that cut, Coach, and get in, but stepped out of bounds.
You and I talked about backs making cuts. That's a great cut from the back.
Flag on the play.
And flag on the play, but to credit the run, I mean, he's fighting the sidelines. He knows how to keep his body inside and get to the goal line, towards the goal line.
Well, chop block, Coach.
Yeah.
They don't allow that.
Yeah, that's 2 penalties that have hurt Big Red here.
What a hole.
Yeah.
I can hear Lombardi on the NFL films. Get a seal here, get a seal here,
right.
And run the ball.
Run where they ain't.
Yeah. Oh, Big Red has it now. It is in the WMC pink zone, even though they're outside the 20-yard line. Second down and 20. First quarter, 3:34 to go. Bill Phillips and coach Tony Filberto. Big Red on the move for a second time, and that is Brody Suckach down to about the 17-yard line before he is stopped by Dover.
I think we're at a first down there. I don't know. We're inside the original placement of the sticks.
Third and 8 for Big Red. Davis, backside pressure, gets away from it, steps up to the pocket, got his feet, 5-yard line, touchdown, Aiden Davis. Touchdown, Big Red.
And that's the scary part about Aiden Davis. You go play great coverage, and he's going to run the football down the field.
Good job climbing the pocket.
Right.
Felt the pressure from the backside and then climbs up in the pocket. Then the hole opens up and he's gone.
Yeah, just an outstanding quarterback, because you can't just go out and defend the receivers because he's so deadly with his legs.
Oh, that's an interesting view. It's the Laborers' 809 touchdown. Cole Bowers, snap is good, kick is up, and it is good.
You know, that combination of Matt Fabro, Santino Haney, and Cole Bowers, they're so smooth in their extra points and their field goals. They must have a pretty good kicking coach working with them.
Laborers local 809, and the touchdown for Big Red, and there are the flags. Roll, Red, roll. Now, the coach, I need to ask you this, because Dover right now, all of a sudden, they're in that hole, and can you get in an emotional hole as well, because you lost by a big score in the first meeting? How do we climb out of it here? It's still early, still very, very early, but how do we climb out of this?
Well, they proved last week they were down 21-0, come back with a win. Okay, they weren't playing Big Red. They're going to remember that. But they're going to say, we are capable of doing that. This is early in the game. It's not panic time. Let's do what we do. Let's hang in this football game and let it play out.
Cole Bowers on the Ohio Valley kickoff, and this one will also find the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and that again is the Ohio Valley buy here, pay here kickoff. And Cole Bowers, this is before paying dividends as he puts it into the end zone on the kickoff. But it's the Ohio Valley buy here, pay here kickoff. And Dover will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. First drive, move the ball down the field. Second drive, some incomplete passes, 3 and out. Need to really establish your drive and move it down the field, Coach.
They do. Now they've come out in their, what we call the Dover, whatever.
Dover special.
We're going to call it. You got to defend it, but those inside guys are not eligible. Run speed option.
And that is Clark on the carry, Dalen Clark, and he is forced out of bounds, and he's been a busy man so far. Targeted on the long pass down the middle, and now on the option to the outside. Picks up some yards there. Dalen Clark, a senior, a running back, wide receiver, does a little bit of everything. 5'8", 160-pounder.
I think Big Red will make an adjustment pretty soon. They'll widen their tackles to that and sort of pinch him and bring pressure from the wide outside and still leave 2 in the middle.
Jack Judkins, fine quarterback, big game last week. He does just about everything, and he's in the shotgun in the Dover special, we're calling it, this formation. He's back to pass, feels some pressure on the backside, going to roll to his left, has some running room, has a first down across the 40-yard line before he is chased out of bounds by a host of Big Red players, and that is a big gain for Jack Judkins. But it looks like this one may be coming back with a flag.
Yeah, that's
illegal shift.
Okay.
Illegal shift against Dover.
That's a shame because that really worked out well. Judkins shows you what a fine athlete he is, but the illegal shift is going to bring it back for Dover.
Yeah, he can throw it and run it also. So we have 2 quality quarterbacks that are very well-rounded in this football game.
Once they set the ball, set it on the near hash. It'll bring up 2nd down and 15. Judkins to throw, looks outside, and it is incomplete. Looked like Clark cut the pattern off a little bit. Coach, I have a question about the formation.
Okay.
Is this something where Big Red has a lot of speed? Is this something where the formation can impact that because of the way it's set up and what Big Red may have to do or not do on defense? Is that something they're going for?
I think the impact is that the quarterback has the capability of running. So when they're taking their linemen and spreading them wide, Big Red has taken their defense and spreading it wide and only leaving 4 or 5 guys to the inside now and giving the quarterback the opportunity to run. So it's just like blocking these defenders. You'll see they're bringing some linemen out. They're bringing lots of people out to the side. So they've removed them from the defense.
Pass outside is picked off at the 40-yard line. Climbing the ladder and making the interception for Steubenville Big Red. That is number 8, Jameer Falks. He comes up with the INT, and Big Red has great field position again. Take a look at the Ohio Valley replay, Ohio Valley Honda replay, and he just climbed the ladder. Coach went up and got it.
He did. You know, he had single coverage there. It's the receiver or me, and he come down with the football. A lot of excitement on that sidelines, rightfully so.
First Choice America first down for Steubenville Big Red at the 41-yard line of Dover. Aiden Davis across the middle. Suckoch with a catch at the 30, and he's down inside the 25-yard line before he is taken down at about the 21. Right now, Coach, in this first quarter, Big Red doing just about anything they want on offense or defense.
Anything and everything that they want. They've really been smooth offensively. Defensively, they've had to handle a little adversity with probably a formation that they hadn't had a chance to practice against. They're still doing a good job at that, but boy, they're smooth offensively.
Blackburn goes across the formation. Hopkins takes the handoff, and he'll go inside the 20-yard line, down to about the 19-yard line before he is stopped there on the stop for the Dover Tornadoes.
Yeah, I just watched Miles Cooper, number 63, block on one-on-one block, and he drove his man 6 yards down the field and got a pancake. That's what's special about this Big Red team. What a nice job they do up front.
Hand off to Minifield, touchdown, Big Red. It's the WMC pink zone, and Minifield takes it in the end zone for the touchdown for the Laborers Local 809 touchdown. And Big Red, as they say on North 4th, is on a roll.
They sure are. You know, it's 3 scores in the first quarter. That's pretty tough to overcome, but they were down 3 scores last week.
Fabro, Haney, Bowers. Snap is good, kick is up, and the kick is good. And Big Red grabs a 21-0 lead over Dover with 1:19 to go. That's a good look at Jalen Minifield, number 7, the fine running back for Steubenville Big Red. Let's take a look at the touchdowns here, Coach. A little recap for everybody. The Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals recap. And we see Aiden Davis here stepping up in the pocket. He's going to go for the touchdown. And then Minifield here from 21 yards out, and he is gone and into the end zone. And that made it 21-0. And look at 2 of the touchdowns for Big Red. Here's a look at Brody Suckoch, who committed to Purdue this week.
I saw that. Congratulations.
State champion in the state of Ohio last year. He'll look to repeat that as a senior. And an absolutely outstanding, phenomenal, put in any adjective you'd like, Coach. He is that good as a wrestler, and he is going to Purdue to wrestle for the Boilermakers.
He's a pretty good football player, too. I don't think he's the first Big Red wrestler. Isn't that where Tubbo Yetz went a number of years?
There have been a lot of really, really good wrestlers that have gone to Division I programs and had tremendous success, so he just adds to that line of success as we see the Ohio Valley buy here, pay here, kickoff go into the end zone for Cole Bowers on the touchback. And, Coach, you showed me a score that came up on your phone. Columbus Bishop Watterson, maybe some interest in this game from Steubenville Big Red fans and from Dover fans. Watterson winning 7-0 over Licking Valley early in that game. A lot of people think Steubenville and Watterson, the two best teams in Division III this year. And they're going to meet the regional final, which is great for the regional final, but you wish it was a little bit later in the postseason if that indeed happens. Still have a lot of football here to go, a lot of football with Licking Valley and Watterson, so we are a long way away from finding out who is going to be in the regional championship game. But right now, the semifinal here at Carrollton, which is just, Coach, it's an absolutely sensational facility.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful facility. It looks like it's maybe 2-3 years old. Great seating, beautiful field.
I'll tell you what, they had the music.
It was kind of music.
Oh, it was good stuff. As Judkins rolls to his left, and he's going to put the shoulder down, pick up about 6 or 7 yards. We're going to have a flag for a late hit. It's going to go against Steubenville Big Red on the sideline as Judkins ruled down, and the official thought that was a little excessive, so it's going to be a penalty against Big Red. That's going to be 15 yards.
Like we might be getting a little bit of rain out here. It's a mist flying.
I'll tell you what, the official getting into that signal for the first down.
Pretty good motion, wasn't it?
It's playoff time for everybody. Yeah, Coach, at least it's not snow.
Two temperatures, above 70 and below 70.
Yep.
And one of them I'm not in favor of.
Yeah, you like your sunshine.
I love it.
First choice America first down for the Dover Tornadoes as they try and get back in this ball game from their own 42. Judkins to throw, has time, looks outside, throws it away. Nobody open. The thing is, the line gives them the time, but, Coach, nobody's open in the pattern. Great job by the secondary, but now we have flags down, a couple of flags down.
This may be intentional grounding.
It's going to go against Big Red.
Oh.
So Dover, personal foul, roughing the passer.
Well, that's
another first down.
That's 30 yards here and penalties recently.
Judkins takes a couple of hits, and the official said no, excessive. And Dover picks up another 15 and another First Choice America first down at the Big Red 43-yard line.
Being down 21-0 now, they got to be in 4-down territory when they're down here at the 42. So I expect if they get into a fourth down, they'll keep their offense on the field.
Judkins inside handoff and some running room for about 5 or 6, 7 yards on that one. And now they're going to say that it was roughing on the running back, too physical on the tackle. I'm not sure about that one, Coach.
Okay, now that's 3 plays in a row.
Dante Clark, number 15, on the carry. Personal foul against Big Red. And that's going to be a first down. This is the Ohio Valley Honda replay. And we take a look here, and Clark pushing, running, and he gets picked up, and he just – I don't think that's excessive.
I don't either. And I think Coach Sakosh did the right thing there. Called a timeout, called his team over, and said, okay, if we agree or don't agree, it doesn't matter at this point. Keep your composure, play the game. We're 21 up. Let's keep it that way.
It's a Trinity Health System timeout. Coach, one of the things I thought of when they had their first 2 penalties on this drive against Big Red, for Dover, take advantage of it. You have to. You absolutely have to take advantage of it. For Big Red, though, I thought of baseball, and I thought, you know what? You put 3 or 4 runs up on the board on offense. The pitcher's responsibility is to go out and just throw strikes. Don't give up the big inning. If you give up a solo home run because you threw a pitch down the middle, okay, but you don't give up the crooked numbers. Well, right now, Big Red's defense has to stay away from these penalties, because if they give him any more, Dover gets in the end zone, they get some momentum, they get some confidence, and all of a sudden turns the game around. For Dover, that's exactly what you want to have happen.
Right. The last thing you want to do is give Dover any type of confidence right now, because, you know, they're living on the edge down 21-0. And here's this odd formation again.
The Dover special.
And you can see Big Red has widened their get underneath of it.
Judkins, man open, and it is going to be down at about the 1 yard line.
Right.
The reception, I was ready to give it the touchdown Dover, but it ends up about a yard short. And on the reception, Koppel, Robbie Koppel, the junior, number 6.
What you can't do is let the quarterback get outside your contain there. You got to possibly widen your tackles or ends, whatever you want to call them. Press him from the outside, make him stay inside the pocket. Don't let him roll out and give him that kind of thing.
It's the end of the first quarter. It's 21-0 Big Red, but Dover's knocking on the door. We take a timeout. Back with more right after this. And welcome back to the Borders Friday Night Rivals. Big Red 21, Dover nothing, but knocking on the door to start the second quarter of play. And they'll go with a tight formation, the non-Dover special formation. Couple of wings as Judkins is going to take the snap. He's going to keep, and he's going to push and find his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Dover.
Quarterback sneak, got some good push, got the score.
Jack Judkins with the touchdown for Dover, and Dover is on the board 21-6 here in the Division III Region 11 semifinal, and it is a Laborers Local 809 touchdown. And here's a look at the team automotive replay for the touchdown.
39, Jameson Marlette to attempt the extra point.
Coach, you have to love the fire up there with the fans. Just kind of, that's beautiful. Outstanding. The hero from last week that won it for Dover. Marlatt comes up with the kick, the extra point. It's 21-7. Here's a word from our sponsor.
The Bordis & Bordis Friday Night Rivals on WTOV9 is sponsored by Mr. Rooter, the Center of Music and Art, Trinity Health Systems, D. Felice Brothers Pizza, Local Union 495 Plumbers and Pipe Fitters, and McAdoo Towing and Crane Service.
Well, Coach, we have a little bit of a new ball game now.
Right, they're back in the, it's a 2-score game. They got probably a little confidence picked up, and let's see how Big Red reacts now to the Dover score.
Coach, it looks like Watterson's up now 14-0, a 70-yard touchdown run. Jameson Marlatt. Kick is away, kick is up, and the kick is into the end zone. We have some talented kickers tonight. Ohio Valley buy here, pay here. It is a touchback, and Big Red will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. And coming up, it's a Mr. Rooter first down at the 20-yard line for Steubenville Big Red. Hey, Coach, now I'm going to put you in both sidelines. If you're on the Dover sideline, I would imagine you're ecstatic. Your team, no matter how you did it, by hook or by crook, with the penalties, you get in the end zone, you get on the board.
This is our chance. They got us back in the game. We're only down 2 scores now. We're starting all over. Let's make a play. Let's make a stop and get another score.
The Big Red, they want to have a big play on offense, and Bryant with a nice catch and a little swing pass from Aiden Davis, and he goes out of bounds after about a 6-yard gain. And I'd imagine for Big Red some disappointment, but put it behind us. Let's go.
Absolutely. I mean, they have to say, hey, we're up by 2 scores. You know, we're controlling this game. Let's keep control of this game. And they're very capable with this offense.
Aiden Davis. Now we go to the other side with Juice Bryant. He's going to have the first down across the 30 out to about the 31-yard line. So Big Red will have it 1st and 10 now from their own 31. Carson McGarry, the linebacker, sophomore, number 32, 5'10", 182 pounders, one of the youngsters that Coach Ift was talking about before the game that's getting it done. As here we have an end around and some running room out on the outside, out close to midfield on a big carry for Steubenville Big Red.
You know, Big Red just has so many weapons. 3-4 guys carrying the ball. Aiden Davis throwing it. 3 or 4 guys catching the ball. So you can't defend one thing.
And here's Scurry coming around the end on the Team Automotive replay. And some blocking out in front as well.
Right.
Crozier out in front, getting a block. And now Minifield, up to Minifield. Minifield, breaks a tackle, and he's out across the 45-yard line of Dover, down to about the 43 on a Mr. Reuter first down that turns into another Mr. Reuter first down.
You know, Minifield's one of those special guys. He can run it outside because he got the great speed, but you can go tackle to tackle with him because he can become that power back for you.
Davis to the outside. Taylor with the catch, makes a move, and he's out for about 8 yards. Hey, Coach, I'm just going to mention these names. Cooper, Berkey, Palmer, Hoffman, Kelly.
Pretty good up front, aren't they?
I'll tell you what, they have been outstanding tonight.
Big Red's always good, but I keep on looking at this front that they have. They're a little bigger maybe than they've been in the past, and they sure are good because they push.
Team Automotive replay right now. It's another 2nd down and short for Big Red. Davis rolls to his right, looks outside, and it's knocked away.
Up top, it's 0.
And it looked like there was an opportunity there for perhaps for an interception. It was Dalen Clark, who's had a busy night, and they're on defense coming up with the pass defense as we take a look at the Team Automotive replay.
Yeah, just over his hands, and if it was an interception, it would have been a rare interception for Aiden Davis.
Will Taylor, number 12, the intended receiver for Steubenville Big Red. 3rd and 3, but this is a 4-down territory for head coach Reno Suckhouse.
Just about anywhere is 4 downs for Reno Suckhouse.
Hopkins at the fullback position, Minifield the tailback, and it's going to be a handoff to Minifield. He'll have the first down yardage and a little bit more as he goes down to about the 27-yard line of Dover for the first down. And again, that offensive front opening the holes, Coach.
Right. Just an inside little counter play, and they just get man-on-man block and 2 at the point of attack, and they're just so good up front that you're always going to get positive yards.
Mr. Reuter first down for Steubenville Big Red. Fake the handoff, roll right, and another completion for Steubenville Big Red. Wiggins with the reception. Trayvon Wiggins has had himself an outstanding season this year, Coach.
He caught the ball well and just outstanding football player.
Junior, 5'11", 180-pounder. Davis looking over the sideline, getting the last-second signals. Hand off to midfield, up the middle. And just the amount of space they're able to create. But then at the same time, Coach, when it looks like there isn't a hole there, Minifield finds a way to slither through that crack in the defense.
So that's a great combination. You got a good, tough inside back, and lineman. You got motion at the right side here.
Big Red in the WMC pink zone. Flag on the play. $9:17 to go in the second quarter. Bill Phillips along with the coach, Tony Filberto. And we are bringing this to you on the WTOV9 Facebook page, WTOV9 YouTube channel, WTOV9 app, and WTOV9.com. If someone is looking for the game and they're asking you for that information, let them know. Have them join us for this game, a big one, a regional semifinal between Steubenville Big Red and Dover. And Big Red on the move again, first down, across the. Looked like they had enough for the first down.
No, that's the original sticks.
That's right. They had the penalty. My bad.
I thought so also. But that's the original stick that they crossed. So makes it about 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9.
I got caught up with telling everybody where they can watch, and people are already probably watching. They're like, Bill, we don't need to know. We're watching.
Yeah.
Davis rolls right. Looks in the flat. He finds Blackburn. And he's down inside the 10-yard line, down to the 5-yard line. I'll tell you what, Blackburn has had a nice season. He's had some sneaky big plays where he'll hit him in the flat, Coach. Next thing you know, 30 yards later, he's in the end zone.
Well, that's a nice thing about this offense. It comes off of a lot of play action. You distribute the ball to a lot of different receivers, and it doesn't always have to be a deep pass. Get him a short pass, get him in space, and let him run. Oh, we moved the ball back.
Oh, looks like we had a flag. Holding. Coach, I think they're just dropping these flags, but we can't see them.
Yeah.
I haven't even had new prescription on my glasses, so they're trying to trick us.
Maybe. It's a lot of flags for a game this late in the season.
2nd and 20 for Big Red. Davis outside to Juice Bryant. Good open field tackle.
Sure was.
And that is number 15, Dante Clark.
He's only a freshman.
One of the young freshmen, 5'8", 155 pounds. You know what? Made the smart decision. I'm going to get low.
Low, right. Yeah, if it goes top, he might not have been strong enough to make that tackle.
Pick up a 3, 3rd and 17 for Big Red. Handoff goes to Bryant. Bryant is going to go down to about the 10-yard line. They'll officially spot him down at the 11. It'll bring up 4th down. Coach, I think they're going to go for the first down. I think you bypass the field goal here and you go for the touchdown. Or the first down.
Or the first down.
Davis and Bryant in the backfield. Bryant to Davis's left side. Maybe a run-pass option here, Coach.
And that's exactly what it is. He's rolling to the left. He tucks it, and he's short.
4th and 6, and it is Big Red coming up short. Davis took a pretty good shot on that play. Team Automotive replay. And we take a look at it here. And I believe that's McGarry, number 32, who came across and made the play. Also, he got hit down low as well. And Big Red comes up short, and it'll remain 21-7 with 7:11 to go in the second quarter of play.
And I'm sure Coach If talked earlier after the touchdown. Let's go out and make a stop. Let's keep moving forward. And they've made that stop now. So it should be a confidence builder for Dover.
Pick up of about 2 yards.
And that's how you stop that. You see Big Red has widened their down people, forcing him to stay inside, bring it to those couple linebackers standing in the middle. Don't let him get outside, contain outside that rush.
Look at the Team Automotive replay. Rolling clock. Last possession for Dover, they put it into the end zone at the end of the first quarter to get on the board 21-7. They're looking to replicate that drive and get into the end zone. Big Red gave them help with about 60 yards of penalties as Judkins throws it out of bounds. Good pressure from Big Red on that one. And it goes incomplete.
It'll be 3rd down and 8.
All right, so 3rd and 8, Coach. I would imagine you try and put Judkins on a roll so he has that run pass option.
I think that run pass option, or you hit something, some type of fast screen, something quick to the perimeter, and hope you get them in space. They're in that formation again.
Dover special, Coach. It's official. It's official. Judkins to throw, looking long down the middle of the field. He may have a man, and it is an incomplete pass. And it is a request for a flag, but not going to get one.
Yeah. We got applause from one side and some unhappiness on the other side of the
Dalen Clark, the intended receiver, it looked like on the coverage. Balks, number 8. And it just looked like they were both in position to make a play on the ball.
That was a well-thrown ball. Good route, good defensive coverage.
So I'll bring up 4th down and a punting situation for Dover. Good high kick. Suckoch calls a fair catch at the 45-yard line. I would give you the number of the punter or call the punter's name, but I was unable to see the number. I haven't been able to see him on the first 2 punts. So I apologize for that. We'll try and get that for you. Suckoch with a fair catch. Big Red with good field position again here, Coach, with 6:09 to go in the second quarter, and the lead 21-7 on the Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals scoreboard. Oh, okay. Marlatt, the kicker, also the punter, number 39. As we take a look here at Minifield to the outside, Minifield to the 45, 40, 35, 30, 20-yard line, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Big Red. Jalen Minifield, and it is an 8:09 touchdown for Steubenville Big Red. Laborers Local 8:09 touchdown as Jalen Minifield takes it the distance, 55 yards for the touchdown.
There's that outside stretch play where he can cut it back inside or bounce it outside. You're getting doubles at the point of attack. He gets to the perimeter and too much speed for everyone.
Cole Bowers on to attempt the extra point. Spot is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. Big Red goes up 28-7, and we're going to take a timeout. Back with more right after this. Welcome back to the Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals. Steubenville Big Red 28, Dover 7. Second quarter action, Division III, Region 11 semifinal. The winner advances to the regional championship game next week. Big Red wants to be that team. Dover wants to be that team. If they want to be that team and make it happen, they have to come all the way back down from 21. And this one, Coach, not a lack of scoring. His ball's been pushed up and down the field, and right now we're getting ready for the Ohio Valley buy here, pay here kickoff.
Yeah, Cole Bowers has put the previous 4 kicks in the end zone. Let's see if he does it again.
Strong kick, and it is going to come down in the end zone. That will be an automatic touchback once it goes in the end zone. I know people at home may be looking at it going, well, he wanted to bring it out. That's not the pros. Nope. It goes into the end zone, they're going to call it. It's really a player safety call.
It is.
And it's a smart
It's smart. A lot of injuries happen on kick returns, especially kickoff returns. So the ball goes in the end zone, and it's a good time to stop.
Well, Coach, let me ask you this then. What do you think of the NFL new kickoff situation?
I'm not. I don't thoroughly understand it, and I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish. Are they trying to accomplish more kick returns or less kick returns?
I think they're trying to encourage more kick returns, but at the same time lessen the impact from a speed situation.
Right.
As Dover completes the pass, but on the tackle is Falks, on the reception is Shy. It may be a loss on the play. It'll bring up second down. So I think, and the other thing is in the National Football League, a lot of your team is made up of special teamers.
Right.
So the NFLPA, the Players Association, wait a minute, do away with the kickoff, because that was a real conversation. We're going to lose special teamers. We're going to lose jobs.
Right.
What do we come up with? And the special teams coaches go, I need a job too. So they came up with the but it's still a lot of teams just kick it all the way out of the end zone. It doesn't matter.
Well, if it's a safety issue, I'm in favor of it. That's for sure.
Back to high school football. We digress to the National Football League. 28-7 here. Big Red. Judkins looking long, and it is incomplete. And there's going to be a flag on that one as some feet, maybe a hip or two, got tangled up on the play on the sideline. It'll be a 15-yard penalty against Steubenville Big Red, and will give Dover an automatic first down. And unlike the National Football League, it is not a spot foul.
It is not a spot foul. And that's one of those, you could have called it, you didn't have to call it. I think their legs actually got tangled up as much as anything.
A little bit of that right arm on the shoulder, but not much.
Yeah, but sometimes we're not sure what pass interference is.
We're still not sure what a completed pass is anymore.
Right.
Did he take it to the ground? Did he complete a move? Did he, it makes for great water cooler talk.
It does.
Coach?
It does.
And actually, who really stands around the water cooler and talks? I'm going to go get a water and then come back. I'm going to stand there all day. What are you doing? And we have end around, a little sweep to the right sideline. Dalen Clark, the senior, who has had a busy night, he gets knocked out of bounds by Brody Suckoch, who's also had a busy evening so far in this first half. That was a Mr. Reuter first down. Right now it'll bring up second down and long. Second down about 8 for Dover.
I told you about stretching all the time.
Judkins in the shotgun. Has some time across the middle, and it is complete, but for a short gain of about 2. Minifield on the tackle, on the reception, number 15. And that is the young sophomore, Dante Clark, who is just a sophomore, number 15. And that's, I'll tell you what, Coach. Now, it depends on what the entire roster looks like next year. But in terms of experience for Dover,
they're going to have
you've got freshmen and sophomore all littered all over this lineup. That bodes well for the future for Dover.
It sure does.
Judkins is going to keep. Judkins is going to have a first down out across the 43-yard line to about the 44. Looks like Hopkins and Crozier met on the tackle on that one. It'll bring up a first down for a Mr. Reuter first down for the Dover Tornadoes.
He's 180 pounds at quarterback, which gives him good running back size for high school. And, he just dipped his shoulder, got the extra yard or so to get the first down. He is strong.
Looks strong. Handoff goes to Clark. Picks up about 3 or 4 on first down. Coach, how important is it for, now you've got the Dover special, as we're calling that formation, but for that offensive line for Dover to just get into a rhythm, get a nice drive where maybe they're in more of a traditional formation and get, okay, it's all 5 of us working again, because they spend so much of the season in the preseason getting ready to do that.
The hardest place to play and the hardest place to coach is the offensive line. I always believe that. How they go, your football team usually goes. You can't run the ball with great backs if you don't have a good offensive line.
Judkins gets away from the pressure, finds Clark on the outside. He makes the reception, manages to get back to the line of scrimmage. And Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, you played offensive line. You probably coached the offensive line.
That's one of the reasons I said that.
I know you.
But I truly do believe that. Everything, you got to be a technician. You got to be working together. You can be a wide out and make that great, one-handed catch. But what the guy next to you does determines your success in the offensive line.
So what you're saying, you can call offensive linemen skilled position players.
They're very skilled.
They're like dancers.
Well, I always think this is a ballet. I say that, and people don't think I'm right.
I completely agree with you, especially if you because you think about it, you have 5 guys. They have specific moves they have to make in a certain time. If 2 guys are pulling, 1 guy's coming back, 1 guy's staying, just a little trap lock.
It's a finesse game, and people think it's just a lot of people running into each other, but it's truly a finesse game in the offensive line. So I guess they're ballerinas without the ballerina outfit.
The Dancing Bears. Marlatt, the punt. Low end-over-end kick, and Suckosh is going to take it on a bit of a run at the 20, 25-yard line, still on his feet. Gets a block out across the 30, still going, and he's going to go down at about the 32, 33-yard line.
Now, Dover has punted, I think, 3 times, and all 3 times Brody Suckosh has fielded the ball, and what a weapon that is when your kick returner will catch the ball and not let it hit the ground.
Look at this guy, Dylan Cleveland, bringing us the Wendy's halftime show. Coming up at halftime, I'll tell you what, he does a great job with the halftime show. And then during Sports Friday, he is all over the place. He's the glue guy. He keeps the whole thing together. He does an absolutely fantastic job. Dylan Cleveland, looking forward to seeing him at halftime. And it's the Wendy's halftime show. Right now, it's Mr. Rooter first down for Big Red. That's a swing pass to the outside from Aiden Davis. He has the receiver open, and he has a completion for the Steubenville Big Red offense. And that is number 15. And where did I put my roster? Coach, I should know the number right off the top of my head. It's one of those
sometimes
things. It's Jameer Hinton.
They get moved. Their numbers get moved around occasionally.
Yeah, the postseason numbers are a little bit different than the regular season numbers, but that's Jameer Hinton, or Jeremiah Hinton, pardon me. And this is Will Taylor coming around, and a good job stringing that out by the Dover defense.
Will Taylor on the carry. Penalty marker down on the field.
And you can see Coach Suckosh in the background of that shot, not happy at all. And I don't know if he's yelling at his players, if he's yelling at the referee. I know he's not happy about that flag.
Right. That's a lot of flags this late in the season for 2 good football teams.
Personal foul.
Yep.
I'm not sure what the 2 fists coming together. Is that a helmet to helmet? I mean, I'm not sure what that signal is, Coach. To be honest with you,
I'm not sure.
We do know it's a personal foul. Maybe a contact to the head.
Maybe.
It's not a face mask, but it's a personal foul. It's 15 yards, and it'll be Big Red back at their own 33-yard line as Aiden Davis comes in with the play. Hinton splits to the far side of the field. Taylor in the slot. Blackburn and Bryant in the backfield, and Bryant gets the pass, and he is out across the 45-yard line of Big Red, out to the 46 before he is stopped there. McGarry, Carson McGarry, sophomore, number 32. He's been busy. There's a lot of underclassmen, Coach. Davis to throw. Nice pass to the outside. Just waited patiently, found his man, and he finds Simon and completes it out past midfield. And there was no rush. No rush.
I love his composure back there. Of course, he has 5 pretty good blockers in front of him, but a lot of high school kids won't make that second and third read. They want to get the ball out of their hands, where Aiden Davis is very confident back there, does an outstanding job.
All right, so we've got the clock stopped now. Coach Suckosh still does not look happy.
No.
He's up 28-7. He still doesn't look happy. Well, and I'll tell you what, he was Reno, when's he going to give it up? When's he going to stop? Look at the energy. Look at the fire.
Oh, no.
Why would he? We've got boos from the Big Red fans, and so after they're going to roll the clock. 46 seconds to go in the half. It looks like they reset the play clock, and that's what that motion when he puts his hand up in the air like that. Now he's running the clock. Down to 45. Davis in the shotgun. Fake to Bryant. Rolls left. Looks outside. Has a man open. Completion out of bounds for the first down. That'll stop the clock. And on the reception, that's Scurry, number 25.
Scurry made a nice catch. Wide open. Smart enough to know that seconds are more important than yards right now, so he gets out of bounds.
And Coach, how much time do coaches spend on situational football? The 2-minute drill. We have 2 minutes left. We've got to go down the field, or a minute and a half. It's
every
so
day,
critical.
Every day. And I think the later you get into the year, the more time you spend on that.
37 seconds to go for the Big Red offense. Dover desperate to get a stop, swinging outside from Davis to Taylor. And he stays in bounds, and a timeout called quickly by the head coach, Reno Sutkosh.
And I'm not sure if that's their first or second time.
We're going to take a Trinity Health timeout, Trinity Health System timeout.
The future looks good. The future looks good to me. The future looks good.
I'll tell you what, Coach, I love that commercial. Hello, human kindness.
Yep.
How about if we all try a little more of that?
Oh,
Beautiful
wouldn't that be
thing.
wonderful in this world?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Hey, we're getting to the holiday time. Everybody likes to be a little bit nicer to everybody, but
right.
You know, if we do that 365, how much happier will we all be? So I really like that commercial. I'm not preaching, am I?
No.
We're throwing it out there. We're just throwing it out there. You agree?
Just telling us how you feel. That's all.
Well,
Sure.
I like the commercial. I like the message.
Nothing
Remember,
wrong with it.
I like my 2 rules too. You have 2 rules. You see it at the end of the 9-minute fill-up every day. Have fun and try your best.
There you go.
There you go.
Yep.
Aiden Davis, he's tried his best tonight, and he's having one of his best games. He's been off to a red-hot start. Here he gives the ball off to Bryant, and Juice Bryant stopped quickly on the stop, bottom of the pile, number 73 for the defense of Dover. Smith on the stop. Not much on the outside. Look like number 52. I got a piece of that stop. Colin Peoples. And we're 4th and 4 with 6 seconds to go. Now the ball is out at the, ball is out at the 33. So right there, it's a 43-yard field goal plus 7. That makes it a 50-yard field goal. Do you take the shot?
I would. I mean, I had Reed Ryder.
Or do you throw the Hail Mary?
No, we had Reed Ryder a few years ago. This exact.
He was a fine kicker.
Hit a 48-yarder with 6 seconds, and we beat John Marshall by a point. So
and this is well within the distance that Cole Bowers can reach.
This isn't taking a chance. This is just giving the opportunity to show what he's capable of. And I've said all along.
Fabro to snap.
Great.
Haney to hold. Cole Bowers from 50 yards.
I love that trio.
And we have a penalty. Someone couldn't hold their water, and the kick is up, and motion penalty, and that's going to set them back 5. And now it's in a different conversation.
Wow, 55.
That's a long drink of water.
That is.
Give him a shot. You're up 21. Yep. But you can throw a Hail Mary. We've seen Hail Marys in college football and in the pros recently come up big at the end of halves or at the end of games.
And I bet Cole Bowers would love to have the opportunity
absolutely.
to sit there and say, I can kick this 50-yard field goal.
I know him a little bit.
Yep.
He'd be more than happy to take a shot at that. Yep. Now the great thing is for Steubenville fans, Aiden Davis can reach.
Oh, yeah.
This is not going to be a problem getting the ball down into the end zone.
And if they get a penalty, it puts them that much closer, no matter what happens to the clock.
So Davis to throw. Clock ticking down,
passes
up, and it is incomplete. Now the receivers, they want an interference call, but you tend never to see interference calls on Hail Mary passes because it's just a group of players going for the football. It's zeros on the clock before the end of the second quarter. So after 2 quarters of play, it is 28-7. Big Red on top, and it looked like Reno Sutkosh is ready for another conversation with the official. Big Red on top. We're going to take a timeout. Coach will be back with more. Dylan Cleveland has your halftime show.
Welcome into the Wendy's Halftime Report. I'm your host, Dylan Cleveland. We've reached the half of our Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals playoff game between Dover and Steubenville. Let's check out the Wendy's first half highlights. These two teams meeting for the second time this season. Big Red won the regular season matchup back in Week 5. After a Dover punt, Big Red moving the ball downfield on its first possession, and Jalen Minifield finds the end zone from the 8, 7-0 Big Red. Later in the quarter, Big Red is driving once again. And this time, Aiden Manning decides to keep it himself, and he's going to run 16 yards. Makes it 14-0 Big Red with under 3 to go in the first, but then less than a minute later, Minifield gets the handoff, goes right, and finds the end zone for the second time, 21-0. But on the next drive, Dover moves quick, and Jack Judkins pushes his way through the line, cuts the lead to 14. But halfway through the second now, Minifield takes the handoff. And look at him go. 55 yards for the touchdown. Minifield with 3 scores. We go to the halftime scoreboard, and it's Big Red 28, Dover 7. The winner will take on either Licking Valley or Bishop Watterson. We have highlights of that one at the half. Let's check it out. Watterson taking on Licking Valley in Pataskala. A scoreless first quarter, but Watterson on the 2 to start the second, and Zach Weber carries it in to make it 7-0. Bishop Watterson. Then second quarter, Watterson on offense again, and watch him go. Makes a move. And another move. Blows past the defenders. One man to beat. Can he get there? Yes. After a little bit of a stop and a push in. 70-yard run, 14-0. Bishop Watterson, the 1 seed. Steubenville, the 2 seed right now, both in the lead in Division III Region 11. To Division IV Region 15, top seed St. Clairsville taking on 13th ranked West Holmes at New Philadelphia. First drive for the Red Devils, they're near midfield, and Brady Schaefer rolls left, then throws a screen to Gavin Schoolcraft around the 50. Watch him go, zigzags through some defenders and does not look back. 52 yards, he breaks a tackle right before the end zone, and it's 7-0 St. Clairsville. Now, first play of the second quarter, Dino Burke gets the pitch, zigs and zags, and finds the end zone, what he does best, on the ground. 14-0 St. Clairsville. At that point, we go to the scoreboard. This game's still at halftime. The winner of this in Division IV Region 15 will advance to face either New Lexington or Indian Valley. That game taking place tonight in Coshocton. First possession for New Lexington. Quarterback Isaiah Stevens airs it out. He's going to hit Bentley Hansen in stride. 62 yards, and the Panthers jump out to an 8-0 lead after a 2-point conversion. Later in the quarter, Indian Valley on the doorstep, and it's Grady Kinsey, the running back, who pushes his way through. 2-point try ties it at 8. Now in the second, Kinsey and the Braves on the doorstep again, and they'll do the same thing. He carries it across to make it 15-8 Indian Valley. Then on the next possession, New Lexington looking to respond, but the ball is tipped, and Rowan Peason picks it off and returns it. 22-8 Indian Valley. That's where we sit at the half. Again, the winner of this one will get either St. Clairsville or West Holmes. Again, the 1 seed St. Clairsville, the 2 seed Indian Valley, both in the lead at the break. To Division 5 Region 17 semifinals now. Garraway taking on top seed South Range at Minerva. First quarter, Aiden Dominguez gets the carry and scores from 4 yards out. It's 14-0 South Range. Now, second quarter, Garraway on offense, and Dylan Solon gets the call on the ground, and look at the speed. Carries it all the way. But then before the half, Gavin Nagy gets the reception and finds the end zone. 21-7 South Range leads at the break. We go to the scoreboard in Division 5 Region 17 regional semifinal, and it's 21-7. The winner gets either Poland or Akron Manchester. This game right now in the second quarter has just reached halftime. It's Poland 17, Akron Manchester 13. The winners will face off next week in the regional final. Some more scores to pass along now. We take a look at Division 7, Region 25. Hillsdale up on Malvern 23-20 at the break. And Danville on top of Corning Miller 14-0 at halftime. We'll have, this is Division 7, Region 27. Winner of that faces the winner of this, the Conotton Valley Rockets, taking on Beaver Eastern, 21-0. They trail at the break. Again, winner of this will face either Danville or Corning Miller. We'll have highlights of Conotton Valley's matchup tonight on Sports Friday. Well, we're just getting started here on the Wendy's Halftime Report. When we come back, we'll take a look at this week's DeFelice Brothers Scholar Athlete of the Week from Steubenville. Welcome back. Now it's time to meet our DeFelice Brothers Pizza Scholar Athlete of the Week. Rob Metzger has the story from Steubenville.
Hard-hitting Steubenville senior Noah West changed the course of Steubenville's first matchup this season with Dover, but look for him to affect change in more than a football game in his future.
He's going to change the world, and that's his goal, and he's applied to the University of Chicago. He's done a good job for us. It's academically and athletically, he's just at the top of his class.
West has already gathered real experience in his potential career field.
I want to go to college for political science. Hopefully want to go to law school. I've been on the mock trial team since my freshman year. I've been an attorney and stuff, so that's really what I think I want to do for my future.
He has to think about the way he formulates his questions, the words that he uses, and he does well. As a matter of fact, last year, one of the other attorneys was sick on the day of the competition, and he stepped in and argued both sides of the case very well and won.
Dr. Sherry Metcalf is West's mock trial team coach and also happens to be the teacher of his favorite course at Big Red, College Credit Plus English Literature.
I think that the way that she teaches really shows the way that literature intersects with your life, and it really is about, it teaches you a lot about not only literature but also just life in general. I think it's a really good class.
Steubenville senior Noah West, the DeFelice Brothers Pizza Scholar Athlete of the Week. For News 9 Sports, I'm Rob Metzger.
Noah West and Big Red out to a 21-7 lead in their Division III Regional 11 regional semifinal this evening. Still to come on the Wendy's Halftime Report, what's going on in the West Virginia playoffs? We'll have an update on the delay the WVSSAC announced earlier this week. Now, as of today, the WVSSAC says a lot of these matters are still in court. There is still no further word about when or where the playoffs could begin. Earlier in the week, though, the WVSSAC representative did confirm that it's likely the state championship game set for December 6th and 7th in Charleston will, of course, be delayed. We're out of time here on the Wendy's Halftime Report. Thanks for joining us. Next, it's back to Carrollton with Bill Phillips and Tony Filberto for the second half.
The Bordas & Bordas Friday Night Rivals on WTOV9 is sponsored by Bordas & Bordas, WVU Medicine, Laborers, Local 809, The Health Plan, WMC, Target Shop, and Interstate Waste Services.
And welcome back to the Big Red Dover game. Winner of this one will play Bishop Watterson or Licking Valley, the number 1 or the number 4 seed. Right now, last that we saw, last information that we received, Bishop Watterson was up 14-0 over Licking Valley. Bishop Watterson is ahead 14-0 at this point. That is the other side of the bracket in Division III Region 11. Both playing semifinal games next week, the regional championship on the line. And here, Big Red on top 28-7 over Dover. And so someone's going to punch a ticket. That's Hayden Hicks. Fine kicker in his own right, getting warmed up as he gets ready for the second half. Number 84. Outstanding punter. Unfortunately for Hayden, not a lot of punts in the Big Red season so far.
Yeah, and Coach Sekosh is known that he's not afraid to go for it on fourth down any place. He may line up in a punt formation, but that doesn't mean they're going to kick the field.
And, Coach, good football weather. We just see that little misty rain that's coming down, but it doesn't really seem to be bothering anybody. You don't see with people with the umbrellas. Of course, that's the student body section. They don't care.
They don't care. They're out having fun.
It doesn't matter. We are at the home of the Warriors of Carrollton. It is Community Field, Warriors Stadium, and it is a beautiful facility.
Great.
And so far, a great hospitality as Steubenville Big Red and Dover play for a spot in the Division III Region 11 championship game next week as Dover makes their way down onto the field. Now, Dover locker room for tonight's game is actually behind our location, and they come down the side, and then they go down a hill and back through the end zone. Then on the other side of the field, Big Red goes up a hill into a different building, and they come out at a different end. But great facility, and both teams will have basically 3 minutes to warm up. At the end of the it's a 20-minute half, but then they always give 3 extra minutes so you can get onto the field and get a little bit loose as you get ready for the second half. So, Coach, I'll put it on you. Okay. What was the conversation? We'll start with Dover. What was the conversation in the locker room? You're down 21. How do you get these guys ready to go second half to make that big comeback for a second straight week?
Well, I think you remind them of what you did the week before, being down by 21 points. But you have to remind them also, we don't have a whole lot of room for error there now, so let's be cautious. Let's take care. Cautious is a bad word. Let's make sure that we do everything right, do everything within our power to win this football game. Don't get lax at any time.
To look at the starting quarterback for the Dover Tornadoes, number 4, Jack Judkins. He has played a nice game tonight. He's had an outstanding season, as you mentioned, coming into this one, Coach, about 2,500 yards total offense, and, of course, I believe 24 touchdown passes, right. Big back half of the season. And you look at him, he's a solid quarterback, solid runner as they get after it. And there is a look at Brody Suckoch and Clark, Dalen Clark, number 8, 2 players that have had very good games to this point tonight as we get ready for the second half of action. So, okay, so Dover's ready to go. Now, if you're a head coach, Reno Suckoch, and you've been here for 42 years playing playoff games, big games, you've had leads, you've had comebacks, you're up 28-7. What do you tell them to keep them going?
Very simply, you keep the pedal down. You know, we're not going to sit on this thing and say we're up by 3 touchdowns. That's good enough. That's not good enough against a Dover team. Keep the ball moving, do what you're doing on offense, and play that great defense.
And one of the things Coach Suckoch said during the week was the fact that he's been in this game for 42 years, chasing playoffs, chasing championships, and he said nowhere in his 42 years has he ever said, oh, yeah, we're happy to play Dover.
Well, I don't know anybody who would be happy to play Dover. You got, a Hall of Fame coach. You got a program that's beaten you a fair share of times. It's not like that they're a flash this year. So you know what their capabilities are. You know what their coaches' capabilities are. So I'm sure Coach Suckoch or Big Red, neither one of them will get lax in this second half.
Hall of Famers Dan Ift of Dover and Reno Suckoch of Steubenville Big Red getting ready for the second half kickoff, and it'll be Dover kicking off to Big Red. It's the Ohio Valley Buy Here, Pay Here kickoff. Ohio Valley Buy Here, Pay Here kickoff, and it'll be Dover kicking off, ball teed up at the 40-yard line. And it's been a night of touchbacks on kickoff, so we'll see if Jamison Marlatt can put it in the end zone again, and the answer is down to the 4-yard line. And on the return, that is Juice Bryant. Juice Bryant across the 30 out to the 35, and he's going to be all the way out to about the 38-yard line. So the kickoff return will give Big Red outstanding field position to start their first drive of the second half.
You know, at halftime we talked about the little things that Big Red does. You watch the kick returner. He's going to go to get hit. He covers the football with both hands. Big Red does everything right. They aren't going to beat themselves. They aren't going to make that mistake.
First choice, America. First down, the first one of the second half. And it'll be Big Red from their own 33-yard line. Hopkins and Minifield in the backfield. Aiden Davis under center. Aiden Davis with a rushing touchdown. And it'll be Minifield up the middle. And still on his feet. Thought he was going to go down around the 40, and just second effort. Drives it all the way out, close to first down yardage. And it'll be second down and short for Big Red.
You know, we like the way he runs inside. We know what his capabilities are outside with his speed and his moves, but he's a tough inside runner also.
Focus in on that offensive line. Offensive linemen like to pass block, but if they get the run going, they like to maul people.
That's their forte.
That'll be close to first down yardage.
56, DJ Arnold on the stop of the tornado.
Be about a yard and a half short. Score update. Piers Watterson now up 23-0 over Licking Valley.
Okay, they brought an extra lineman in. Expect a run play someplace.
Logan Lynch came in, number 60. Handoff goes to Minifield. He'll have the first down. He'll have much more than that. He's going to cut back against the grain. Then he comes back to the sideline, still on his feet. 5, touchdown, Big Red. Jalen Minifield with a touchdown run from midfield, and Big Red on their first possession of the second half puts another touchdown on the board.
Yeah, Big Red come out. Extra lineman, then they brought the tight end over, so now they're unbalanced with the wing. They hit that outside stretch play, and oh, wait a minute, we don't have another penalty, do we? No, it is a touchdown.
Sideline warning.
Sideline warning.
And of course, that was a Laborers Local 809 touchdown. And then it was the Ohio Valley Honda replay that you saw bring you a look at Jalen Minifield, who's just had a super sensational season.
What a football.
There's a look at the touchdown from the Laborers Local 809, and Cole Bowers will attempt the extra point. 10:16 left in the third quarter. Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is good. 35-7, Steubenville Big Red. Dover with 7, Big Red on top, and Coach, if you're the Big Red coaching staff, I'd imagine it's all smiles right now because it's exactly what you wanted them to do coming out of halftime.
You wanted to come out and say, okay, we're going to keep the pedal down. We can't let them have any life right now. We've got to get that separation game. Hope we can take a little bit of spirit out of them. Watch that great run.
And then just knew he had to get the ball across that goal line, and came back, went inside to make it look like he was going to go to the post if you were running a pass pattern, and then he goes back out to the flag or the pylon, and then just wins the foot race. And Cole Bowers will kick things off here. He has had all touchbacks so far tonight as he tees it up at midfield. On the X marks the spot for the kickers. If you go down on the most football fields, you see an X where it is indicated you should kick from. You kick anywhere on that line of scrimmage in the 40-yard line, but if you're going to put it in the middle, they have that X for you. Make sure you know where to put it. Ohio Valley buy here, pay here, kickoff, and this one's going to go 8 yards deep into the end zone, and it is just such a weapon to have that kick go in there, because now the defensive coach, well, they're going to have it at the 20, so we can set our offense. Or set our defense. Coach, he is one to bring the Werther Originals soft caramels, and he brought 3 flavors tonight. He had the chocolate, chocolate cream?
Chocolate covered.
Chocolate covered cream. Then he had the Werther's original cream, I guess.
French cream.
French cream. And then he had the caramel salted. And we did a taste test. I'll let you know my favorite here in a little bit. Judkins on the handoff. That goes to Clark. He's around the corner, has some running room. Okay. Shoved out of bounds by Brody Suckoch. A pickup of about 7 yards on the play. I actually, the salted one grew on me. But I think I'm going to go the chocolate number 1, then the salted, and then the original.
Okay. Well, everybody has their choices.
The rest of the crew in the truck, I've been outvoted. So they're going to go with the salted. They're going to go with the salted caramel.
But you're not turning any of them down, are you?
Not even close. Not even close. It's like a 3-way tie anyways. Snap low. Judkins gets it off the ground. He heads to the near side, and he just doesn't have any running room. Right. He has taken down a host of Big Red tacklers there, and Judkins, he's got to be wondering, what do I have to do to get a little space? Balks there on the tackle, Minifield on the tackle.
They're 3rd and short. It's imperative they get this first down, keep the ball away from Big Red.
And you don't like to see that. Dover quarterback Judkins shaken up a bit, a little bit of a limp in his giddy up, so to speak. Now he was trying to run it out.
I saw him get up slowly after that run.
It's just good speed.
It looks like a running back to me.
Yeah. And running back that throws a nice ball.
That's exactly right.
And very much in charge of his offense. Handoff goes to Clark, and again, the defensive line and linebackers just coming through at will now for Steubenville Big Red as the clock rolls down near 9 minutes to go. Brody Suckach, a part of that tackle for Steubenville Big Red. Noah West, our Scholar Athlete of the Week for Steubenville Big Red on the Ohio Valley Honda replay. He really wrapped up that play as he gets the tackle there, and we're going to have a punt, and the punter's back at about the 15-yard line as that rain gets just a touch, that miss gets a touch heavier. And that one may be off the side of the foot, and it is, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the, I'm going to say about the 42-yard line, and the official's going to come back, and I think it's the 40-yard line. That was close, Coach.
Yeah, that's something you didn't want to happen if you're on the Dover sidelines. Big Red's picking up more momentum, and you don't want to give them that opportunity with a short field in front of them.
Now the hard part, making sure Dover keeps their defense keeps their heads up, gets after it, finds a way to get a stop here, and we have a replacement now. Haney is in at quarterback, so Steubenville Big Red making a move at quarterback. Aiden Davis is going to find a spot on the sideline to perhaps watch the rest of the second half as Haney comes in and first down hands it to Bryant, who goes down to about the 35-yard line. And we have an equipment issue with one of the Dover defensive linemen. And I'll tell you what, Coach, Dover's linebackers are still getting after it pretty good.
Dover's a good football team. We just have to realize how good Big Red is right now.
Talon Payton on the stop there.
Yeah.
There's a look at Aiden Davis. He's on the sideline. Hopefully no issues for Aiden Davis. Santino Haney, number 14, the backup quarterback in the ball game now. He's going to hand it again to Bryant. Had a little bit of a bobble there. And Bryant will go down to about the 31-yard line. He's going to be close to first down yardage, about a yard short.
Right. Santino Haney is very capable at the quarterback position. He would be the starter on a lot of football teams.
Take another look at the replay. Coach, while we're looking at the replay, an update from Rob Metzger. 21-7, St. Clairsville. So West Holmes gets on the board, with St. Clairsville up by 14 in that one. Handoff goes to Juice Bryant. Juice Bryant down inside the 25, down to about the 22-yard line. Nolan Blackburn, number 42, throwing blocks 10 yards past where Bryant went out of bounds. But that, Coach, I would imagine for a coach, when you break down tape, you've got to love seeing that.
That's just what I saw. And before the words came out of my mouth, they came out of your mouth.
Well, that's because I saw you leaning in. I was like, I know what he's looking at.
I
know what he's looking at.
Downfield blocking, those are the things that make that 6-yard run into a 60-yard run.
Yep.
All the little things that they do that make them better.
First choice America first down for Steubenville Big Red. Handoff again goes to Bryant. He is into the secondary and down to 25-yard line, Coach?
15.
33, Cooper Connor. And number 2, Hayden Shy on the stop.
I've lost track.
We're down to the 15-yard line.
2nd and 3. I forgot we got the big screen over here. We can see the whole field. I'm looking at the game, and they had the tight shot of the huddle. I'm like, where did we push the ball? We know where the ball is. It's the WMC pink zone. That is the zone where Scurry's run a couple of these tonight, and this one's going to be snuffed out by Dover. A great job of Dover stretching that play out, really setting the edge where he can't get around it. and shutting that play down.
They did an outstanding job. That's one of the few times tonight they've made negative plays, but that shows they're playing hard, they're doing things right. Made a nice play in the backfield.
Scurry goes in motion. Hand off to Bryant. Bryant, some running room. Stiff arm down to the 5. Still on his feet. Pushing. Touchdown, Big Red.
They came unbalanced again with the wing. Everybody knew where the ball was going. They're going to run that outside power stretch, and they put it in the end zone again. Look at that blocking downfield. Man-on-man blocking and the hard run. Look at the strength of his.
The Ohio Valley Honda replay, and of course the Laborers Local 809 touchdown. And we're going to take a timeout. Back with more right after this. Oh, after the kick.
After
the kick. It's up and it's good. We'll take that timeout now, Coach.
Sure.
42-7, back with more right after this. Welcome back to the Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals matchup between Dover and Steubenville Big Red. Big Red up 42-7. Spot in the regional championship game next week, Division III Region 11, up for grabs. Hayden Hicks now in to kickoff for Steubenville Big Red. It's the Ohio Valley buy here, pay here kickoff, and his kick is going to come down in the end zone, another touchback, and that's it's an abundance of wealth in the kicking room at Steubenville Big Red.
I would say most teams don't have one that can kick it in the end zone, and Big Red has 2 that can kick it in the end zone. What a plus.
4:43 to go as the clock rolls now, because it is a running clock for the rest of the game at this point, with Big Red up by 35.
But it can go back to
it. Can go back. It can go back, but at this point, it's a running clock. And Dover would love to get the clock shut off and put some scores on the board. And Big Red wants to keep it. They want to add on to it. Judkins the pass, runs out of time, and he is taken down on the sack. That's big number 53.
Number 53, Travis Swift.
Gravel Swift, number 53. Swift, the junior, 5'11", 175 pounds, number 53, gets sacked. He's going to line up on the right defensive end, Noah West on the left. Well, now they're looking for the signs, so maybe they'll switch sides. Nope, he's going to stay on the right side. Ball's on the ground, and just Judkins decides, I'm going to get on top of this. And Judkins he's a little bit sore, a little bit banged up. It's been a long night for the Dover quarterback as he gets to his feet, and at this point, I'd imagine a little discouraging as well, Coach.
Right. He's taking a lot of hits tonight, and I see him walking to the sidelines right now.
Yeah, going over to get a play. 3rd and 17, and it looks like we get a timeout.
Timeout broken with 3 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
Right now, we are going to take a timeout with Trinity Health System.
The future looks good. The future looks good to me. The future looks good.
And welcome back. Look at the Big Red sideline, and Todd Filtz, the defensive coordinator there, right in the center of the screen with a headset on, yelling out instructions. Will Taylor, number 12, going back into the ball game for Steubenville Big Red. update Coach on Waterson. And right now it looks like it's going to be a collision course for the top two teams in the division, Waterson and Big Red next week, as Waterson is now up 30-0 over Licking Valley. Backup quarterback into play. Minifield is going to get there. A host of Big Red defenders are going to get there for the sack, as Judkins has come out of the game.
Number 17, Nikai Huntz. Along with number 7, Jalen
And that's
Whitty.
Weber.
Brings up fourth down.
At quarterback, just a freshman.
Another
James
freshman.
Martin. Punt. Number 9, Trayvon Wiggins, back deep for Steubenville.
Lucius Muntz, number 17, first to get to the quarterback on that sack. Punt is away, and it is a good punt. Bounces at the 40, takes a Dover roll inside Big Red territory down to about the 43-yard line. Trayvon Wiggins was back deep.
Big Red will have the ball first and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
Coach, looks like we may have some changes to the Big
Right.
Red offense and the Big Red or the Dover defense as well.
That's a great situation. Both of these teams are getting kids playing time in a state playoff football game.
And here's an interesting thing to talk about, Coach. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's just me. It's just some of the minutia of high school football. When you have a running clock and you have whose response is there a responsibility one way or the other when you know the game is pretty much it's out of hand, it's done. There's a definite winner, and it doesn't look like you're going to come back. Is it on the team that's winning to make that decision, or is it on the team to throw up the white flag that might be on the other end of the scoreboard?
Well, I think when the winning team, takes their offense off the field, the opposing team has to say, okay, we know we probably can't win this game. We need to respond by taking our older kid or our first unit off the field. Now, if you want to keep
Kajan Hython, Coach, on the carry, a sophomore, number 33.
But you can leave your defense on the field to make sure that your opponent doesn't come back against you. But you don't need to put your first offense out there. Let your second offense get some work.
All right. We will take a timeout as the two teams reach the end of the third quarter. We'll be back for fourth quarter action right after this. 42-7 after 3. Big Red over Dover.
The Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals on WTOV9 is sponsored by Mr. Rooter, the Center of Music and Art, Trinity Health Systems, D. Felice Brothers Pizza, Local Union 495 Plumbers and Pipe Fitters, and McAdoo Towing and Crane Service.
Welcome back to the Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals matchup between Steubenville Big Red and the Dover Crimson Tornadoes. And that was Hython on first down, picks up 5 yards. It'll bring up second down and 5. Bill Phillips along with the coach, the Hall of Famer, Tony Filberto. And, Coach, it has been an impressive performance from Steubenville Big Red.
It has. I keep on trying to find a weakness, and I'm not sure where it is. They are so consistent on offense. Defensively, they've shut down a great football team, so they've done an outstanding job.
Hython on the carry. He's going to be close to first down yardage. May have a cramp on one of the players from the Tornadoes on the far side. Looks like he's trying to stay in the game. Hython looks like a sophomore that has size and speed.
Yeah.
Power running back. Maybe not as much finesse, but I'll tell you what, he looks like he has some good size and can really move.
Yeah, I always like those big backs that, you can win the game at the C gap, the off tackle play. If you got that back that can pound it up in there, and someone like Hython, fits that mold.
Lucius Muntz, number 17 at fullback. Hython's going to try and cut it back, and not much there, as it looks like number 32 is in on that tackle for Dover defense, and we move these rosters around. He's been in the game all game. That's Carson McGarry, the sophomore running back, inside linebacker. He was a part of the tackle. It'll look like Gavin Herman, number 55, also a part of that stop for the Dover Tornadoes on that play. So right now I'm going to get rid of these ones that have the starters on them. I'm just going to go all roster, just full roster. It'll be easy to find guys that way. Haney, handoff, Hython, and he's going to go for about 5 more yards.
The second offensive line, I'm watching them, and they're doing an outstanding job. Watch the good technique. Watch them push. They're big, strong kids.
Angelo Martello, number 52, in at center. Haney to throw, rolls out, rolls right, and it is incomplete. Dante Clark on the carry. Or, pardon me, on the coverage. Ajay Simon, the intended receiver, number 18. And here's the other thing, Coach. It's 42-7. Somebody might see that pass and say, oh, they're trying to run it up. No, it's the reserves for both teams. They're going to run their offenses, get these guys the experience that they need. And the coaching staffs both know that this is valuable.
That, right. Yeah. These kids practice all week. You let them run their offense. And that's what these coaches are doing. And you have them run their defenses.
Scurry on the carry, number 25 for Steubenville Big Red. He's had a nice night throughout the evening. And to get into a game, winning, losing, at some point, the guys that are the reserves, I got a chance. I played on the field. I played in the game. I didn't just stand on the sideline. I had an opportunity, and I went out and performed as best I could.
I'm part of this game.
Yeah.
I am part of this team.
Hython on the carry, straight up the middle, goes for a couple of yards. Well, Coach, as we're getting closer to the finish line of this one, Watterson winning, so it'll look like it'll be number 1 against number 2 in the Division III Region 11 championship game, and then that winner goes to the state semifinal game. Some thoughts on Big Red as they prepare for that next step, because it's another step up to get to that next level, get to the next round.
I don't know anything about Watterson, and you can never control what your opponent can do. But Big Red needs to continue doing what they're doing, because they're doing things right. They're blocking downfield. They're pushing at the line of scrimmage. They're spreading the ball around. So they just have to continue doing what they're doing, but you have no control over your opponent.
And the other thing I would say, and it seems like just in tonight's game, I don't think it's been a problem the entire season, but it just seems like they had that stretch with the penalties that really hurt them on that one drive. They cleaned that up a little bit. I don't think there are no turnovers tonight, so that's fantastic.
Well, those penalties sometimes kids getting in there a little bit late and so on. They weren't jumping off sides.
Oh no, they weren't mental penalties. They weren't mental penalties.
I mean, so you get a physical penalty here and
there. Maybe we found some people. I think the officials done a great job, but I just want to say this word: over officials.
Maybe. That's a possibility.
Well, all in all, I think all the way around in terms of the officials, I thought they did a pretty nice job
Sure
tonight.
did. Yeah, they've kept this game in total control. Well, there was a nice block.
And Judkins is back in the game, throws that completion, and that's going to bring up a first down. We have a flag now.
Called a nice block. He may be calling a penalty.
I'm going to need to look that up. I do not know what that signal is. I apologize to everybody, but I just know it's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah. And I should know, but I Not sure either. It may be a head-to-head thing.
Personal foul, a blindside block.
Blindside block. Okay. All right, now we know.
See, and I thought it was a good block. So that's a coach's.
Oh, and here we go. Go Cam. Go Cam. And this is the Big Red side of the field, the Big Red stands. You see some people starting to file out. They want to get maybe ahead of the crowd a little bit as they make their way back to Steubenville from Carrollton. And that is a look at the goat cam. I think the misty rain is it's probably starting to take a little bit of an effect.
Picking up a little bit.
Yep. Mr. Reuter first down. Judkins back in the game, and he is going to look across the middle. It's going to be incomplete. Clock rolling down inside, 4:30 to go in this ball game. Big Red leading at 42-7. And if you're Reno Succoch going into next week, what's your message after this game in terms of, okay, this is what we did tonight. This is where we need to go. How do you start to? I would imagine already start to mentally prepare the team right after the game.
Well, for the players, you say, look, enjoy it this weekend. Have fun. It's your victory. You earned it. You deserved it. But Monday, you put it in the vault, as we always said. Come out. It's a new week. Coaches tomorrow morning got to go to work, maybe even tonight.
And I would imagine there is a scouting staff on hand at the Watterson game for Steubenville Big Red, and they will be breaking that film down bright and early, I would imagine, tomorrow morning at the field house over at Harding Stadium. Clock rolling inside of 3:30 now, clock running. And Dover Tornadoes, Coach, let's talk about them. 9-3 season. It's going to come to an end tonight against the team that they struggled with earlier in the regular season. Tonight they were hoping for a different story, but it's the same result. But I'll tell you what, the playoff run, the 2 wins, how about that for excitement? The last-second win last week on a 42-yard field goal, 2 big wins, 11 seed, and tonight came out early and was giving Big Red fits. But your thoughts on them as they wrap up their season?
Well, and remember, a lot of people will be happy to have 9 wins in their football season. So you have to congratulate Dover. It's a journey. It's not all. You don't know the destination. So their journey's been a pretty good one. They were loaded with injuries early. They played young kids. Young kids have matured. They've stepped up and played as older kids and got great playing time. So ultra successful year for Dover.
Mr. Reuter first down. Tornadoes put it up in the air, and this is Clark on the move out across midfield. Clark down the sideline. Clark to midfield. Clark on the way, and he is going to reach the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown, Dover. Dalen Clark, touchdown.
Touchdown, Dover.
Here's your team automotive replay.
What a nice run. Good cutback. Good speed. He separated there a little bit.
Laborers Local 809. Touchdown for, and now we have a flag coming down. So somebody said something to somebody that the official heard, maybe didn't like.
Flag down on the field.
And now another flag comes in. The 2 unsportsmanlike penalties on Steubenville Big Red. They will wind the clock. And it runs now, and they'll head back out on the field for the extra point. And I'll tell you what, if Coach Reno was looking for something to get on a little bit, it's let's keep our composure. Let's not lose our cool just because someone said because bigger games, tougher teams are going to be down the road in the state playoffs. It's just the way it works. You get into the regional final, state semifinal, state championship game, each team gets better.
That's correct.
And so keep your cool because we can't afford to give away yardage. You just can't do it.
Yeah, this is a 42-13 game. If this were a 14-13 game and that happened, that's much bigger.
Mm-hmm. Extra point snap is good. Kick is up, and it is good as well. And it is now 42-14 with 1:56 to go in the game. So the clock stops again now as it is 42-14, but not much time left on that clock. I would imagine a few handoffs and
run it out. Yep.
I don't think anybody's going to spend any timeouts.
I don't think so either.
Well, Coach, our first opportunity to get together this year.
That's right, and we've enjoyed it.
Oh, absolutely.
We've seen a good football game, two good football teams. The score may not indicate what the game was, but you and I had a good time. We shared a little candy.
Absolutely.
We talked some football and enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that first half, entertaining. Second half, a couple big plays early, and that put it away for Big Red. But all in all, not a bad way to spend a Friday night.
No.
Of course, I'm a little. I'm missing Don Sloan a little bit. He was my date for Friday nights for the past all the regular season games with Sports Friday on the go.
Let me tell you, that Sports Friday on the go, I heard so many positives about that from people saying, man, what a great idea, what a great opportunity for us to keep up on lots of football games, not just the game that we're at or the game that we're watching someplace.
We had a lot of fun. It was one of those things that came together right before the season. We weren't even sure if we were going to be able to make it work. But it seemed like it worked out pretty well. And this, we're streaming this game, so a lot of the people that would come on for comments and everything and just made it a lot of fun. We can't thank all those people enough for being part of it. If you weren't a part of it this year, please next year join us, because I think we'll probably do it again next year. And we had a great time bringing it to everybody.
Well, you had two quality guys, experienced.
Coach. Let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away.
Now, remember, I knew you guys when you were young, and quality people, great experience. So they gave you good information about these football.
We had fun, and that was your Ohio Valley Pay Here kickoff. It was a touchback from the 30-yard line. Now, Big Red will have it 1st and 10 from their 20 with 1:56 to go in the fourth quarter. And I would think here you're going to see some handoffs.
That's right.
And a lot, run the play clock down to about 5 seconds and then snap it.
But then again, even if they do throw it, the clock will keep running, even on an incomplete pass. So, if they want to work on something in particular, there's nothing wrong if they would throw the ball.
Yeah. Biggest goal right now is keep everyone healthy to next week.
Oh boy!
And from the looks of things, Big Red was able to do that. From everything that we saw, that we didn't see a trainer out on the field. There's going to be the bumps and bruises. You're at the end of a long season, and you are 3 victories away after tonight from the state championship. So maybe a little extra ice, maybe a little extra heat on those bumps and bruises as you get ready to move on. And of course, Coach, we think about that. We think, okay, I'd be laid up for a month just to get over one game at this point. But, not like when we were 17 like that. We'd be ready to go tomorrow. We need to play tomorrow. Let's go.
Yeah, sometimes just walking the dog wears me
I'll tell you what. My knees are barking. They're going to be barking later. Haney in a quarterback still for Big Red as the clock rolls inside 1:20 to go in the ball game. It's going to be a handoff. Let's see if I can get a number. It looks like number 22. Coach. Shuffle through my sheets again. There we go. Nope. Colton Henderson, number 22 on the carry. Freshman. 5'10", 175 pounds.
Now, here's a freshman in high school that got to play in a regional semifinal football game.
Yeah.
That's a lifetime of memories.
I'm gonna say this. That doesn't happen very often.
No,
it just doesn't. It just doesn't.
Special night for a lot of kids.
And like you said before, you're a part of the team.
Right.
Go through warm-ups, but when you get to actually play on the field and hit, when you can say, you know what? I remember when we played in the state semifinal or the regional semifinal game back in 2024. I played.
That's right.
You know,
on that bus ride home.
Everyone's got a piece of it.
Right. They say, how about that run I made? How about that block I made?
Yep.
How about that tackle and so on? So now we're part of it.
Yep. And they are part of a win for the Big Red backups as they win it. Steubenville Big Red 42, Dover 14. It's your Friday night rivals, Ohio Division III, Region 11 semifinal. I'm Bill Phillips along with the coach, Tony Filberto. Final score 42-14. We're going to take a timeout. And welcome back to Friday Night Rivals. The Bordas and Bordas Friday Night Rivals. Big Red 42, Dover 14. Steubenville Big Red wins the Division III, Region 11 semifinal. Next week, they will likely play Waterson in the championship game for the Division III Region 11 championship. The Steubenville Big Red players headed over to the band to sing the alma mater as they celebrate a big win. Right now, we are going to celebrate the player of the game and the play of the game. And we begin with the Laborers Local 809 player of the game, and that is Jalen Minifield, Coach. He was absolutely sensational.
Outstanding. Inside, outside. Defensively, it was pretty good also.
All right, that is your player of the game. What about the play of the game? It's the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 495 play of the game, and here we go, and it is from Jalen Minifield as well. And how about this run? Bounces to the outside, looks like he's coming back to the middle, goes back to the outside, and then finds the end zone as he wins the foot race and goes in for the score. And that is your play of the game. And right now, celebrations for Steubenville as they celebrate. Sing the alma mater with the band. A lot of happy people driving home. Congratulations to Dover on an outstanding season. Congratulations to Big Red on a huge win as they move to the regional championship game next week. I'm Bill Phillips for the entire team, including the Hall of Famer, Tony Filberto, the coach. Have a great weekend, everybody.